Good morning. This message is for the moms and dads of my students to kind of give you a heads up as to what's going to be happening for Logos at Home Kindergarten Week 2. I want to let you know we've made some adjustments to the packet. We've had lots of awesome suggestions from parents, some great feedback, things that have helped, things that have been hard. Everybody kind of has a different family situation and how many kids they've got at home, how many kids are actually homeschooling, how old they are, house setup, all those kinds of things. And so what works for one is not going to work for the other. And so we've kind of taken the suggestions and done the best that we could with them to try to streamline what we're doing a little bit without changing everything, because we still have to actually put some really important things in there. But I'm going to go through the packet with you right now, and it's going to be backwards because of the way that the camera is for this particular video. So just kind of bear with me on that. When you pick it up, it's going to look like this. We're trying to make sure that papers are divided easily, so that's why it's in a construction paper. We have a shorter note for you guys today that just kind of gives a little heads up as to what's happening in the packet, with a couple of notes. Please take note. Next week is only a 4-day week. We've got Easter break next weekend, so we'll have a 4-day weekend, no school on Friday or Monday. So the next school week for week 2 is only Monday through Thursday. So take note of that. Also inside your packet, there's a little owl booklet that's going to be done a page a day. So you want to pull that page out. It's super cute. You'll pull that page out, and the kids will cut the whole thing out. It's in the shape of a little owl, which is really cute. And you'll staple it together, and they'll have their own little book that they can keep. So don't feel like you need to return that. Anything that's fun like that, don't feel like you need to return it. Also, keep checking for fun videos. You never know what Mrs. Snell's gonna do or what I'm gonna show you. Or if Pete the Panda could show up. He might hang out at my house a little bit, and then you guys can show your kids what Pete's up to for the week. Okay, so what you're gonna see, first thing, is that the reference section has been moved to the very back of the packet. So we have this big stack of stuff. The reference section is in the back. Please also note that everything is 3-hole punched, so that if you wanted to, you could separate things in a binder. It is also stapled for those who like it like that. It's pretty easy to pull off the staple if you're going to put things in a binder. So feel free to organize this however you think is acceptable. In the reference section, we don't have this time the 2-page reference notes that we had for this last week that had how to give a spelling test, what we do for the chanting the Bible, things like that. We figured you've done it for a week. That's more papers in there, and you can refer to what you had last week. If you want more information about that, you can always text, email, call Marco Polo, whatever. So this is just full of, the things that you're going to look back at, your Lord's Prayer, the 100-number chart, all of those kinds of things, sight words, so that you can keep that in one section, but it's not right in front of you. You don't have to flip through that to get to your Monday section. That's going to be in the back. Okay, and then you have every day of the week totally separated. So that's going to be really helpful for you. It's super simple on the front, but what you need to know is that for each packet, for each day of the week, there are 3 pages of instructions. This first page is your basic daily schedule. This is, in fact, the order of priority that Mr. Whitling has given us, that if you get nothing else done, get Bible done. That is our food for life, and so we want to make sure that that doesn't get left out. And then phonics and reading and anything having to do with that, and then math, and then anything else that is extra beyond that. So like any of our science and history, the OWL type stuff. Okay, so what you're going to see in here is the Bible, and then on the phonics it says see the next page. So what you're going to do is turn to this next page, and there's a whole list. This looks like a very daunting page. Don't let it overwhelm you. Pay attention to the letter P that you will see on this. This P that you see on there means priority. So that means If you're going to do anything, those are the things that you'll want to look at and think about and do with your kids. But I'll have a note on that again at the end of this video. But those are the things that you want to think about. Okay. So what we've got is Bible, and then it says refer to that phonics page. After that is the copy work, which is behind the phonics section. After that is the math. And on the math, it says see the math instructions page in the Monday section. Every section is going to have this. This page is super simple. Again, it's got the letter P on it that will tell you whether or not this is a priority. And so you don't, like, for example, the calendar is not the most important thing. It's really fun for the kids. It's really easy. It's an easy thing to add in if you want to, but it's not a priority. Counting is a really big deal. Subtraction is a really big deal. This is pretty much the same for every single day, except for Wednesday and Thursday, there will be the little time test, but that's really super simple too. Okay. So after that, after the math pages, and then it's got the science and history, which is the owl thing. So it says review great horned owl info. That's in the reference section again. And it's just, I want you to have the right perspective on this. This is for fun. And all of that information that's in the reference section about the owls is, there's actually fewer of them. You have it from last week. If you wanted those photocopied pages, you're welcome to look at those. But this is not to memorize. This is not even to make sure that this stuff is planted inside the kids' heads so that they really know it. This is just to read out loud and say, oh my goodness, isn't that weird? Isn't that fun? And then move on. So it's just talk about it and marvel at God's creation and this crazy creature that he made that is an owl and all the different kinds of owls that there are. Have fun with that. If you're overwhelmed, don't do it. Or if you're overwhelmed, do just that for fun, okay? One note that I want to have in there for the phonics section is this. So if you are actually picking up a packet, this is what it's gonna look like. These are just alphabet cards that have a letter on the front or the back that you can cut out on your own. This is for alphabetizing. So one of the things that we're trying to work on this week is alphabetizing. And what your kid will do is pick 5 letters or so, lay them out in front, say the alphabet, and put those letters in order that they hear them in the alphabet. It's that simple. Have them do it a handful of times. They can use the front or the back of the card. No big deal. Don't stress about this. Okay. We also have a little Happy Easter week. We are going to add a few things about Easter that we weren't able to put in our packet, but we want the kids to enjoy and to think about the resurrection on Easter. Just some fun little projects we put in here was a cute little a chickie with there's yellow paper in here, and there's also black and white paper that they can use to make a little sheep. So super easy. This is their fleece that they can cut out and put on there. Super easy and really fun, just for fun. So a note that I want to give to you guys is this. I know that many of you are super overwhelmed, and I got to tell you, our family situation is that Mr. Snell, being the choir director, there's no choir for Logos right now, and he's working on some stuff to give some fun music videos for the kids. But he's home, and so that is making it possible for our family to do our homeschool for 5 kids while I'm doing our kindergarten class. So I'm recognizing the amount of work that goes into getting all of the work done for all of your kids. I want to make sure and reiterate to you that your family is the most important thing, and that the schoolwork is second. Your relationships with your kids need to remain intact. You need to be able to do this without feeling like if you don't do it, it's detrimental for your children. And I want you to have the freedom as you look at this packet, even as you're looking at the little P's on these notes, on the instructions. You make the decision whether you think that really is a priority. For us, it's a priority. For what we teach, it's a priority. But for your family, is it a priority? You make the decision on that. What we're going to do, all of us are going to have to do this, is show grace for one another and show great love for one another. And love believes the best. And so we're going to believe that each one of the people that are involved in all of this are trying to do the best that they can. So we're doing the best that we can to put in here what's going to be best for as many people as possible. And then we're going to trust parents to do the best possible job with their kids that is the right thing for their kids. You are still in charge of their education, even when the kids are at school at Logos. So you guys make the decisions, and we are here to serve and bless you. That's the most important thing. So if you feel like something in this packet is too difficult, you don't need to consult with me. You cut it out. You just decide not to do it. And we are going to trust the Lord with these kids that next year, when they go to first grade, they're going to catch up. If there are holes in their education, if there are things that they have not learned or that they're missing, it's okay. This has never happened in the history of the United States of America. And we're just going to have to be okay with the situation that God has given us. And we're going to trust Him in it. Your kids are going to be fine. As teachers, we are going to be fine. If we get preschoolers that don't know everything that they're supposed to know, if the kindergartners go into first grade not knowing everything from the fourth quarter, we're going to trust that each one of those kids, as the kids move up, the teacher from the first quarter next year is going to work really hard and catch them up. Catch them up. And they're going to be blessed to do it. We love you and we love your kids, and we want you to be to have joy in this and to be blessed by it and not overwhelmed. Please call, contact us, text, email. Marco Polo, that has been the funnest thing to do, to Marco Polo some of these kids. Something I want to let you know too is that little Mr. Johan has moved to Australia over a spring break. It happened very suddenly. I'm going to let your kids know this in a separate video as well. It's a long story, but his dad took a job in Australia, and the airline flights to Australia were starting to get canceled due to the coronavirus. And so they had to skedaddle and just get out. And we're very thankful that the Lord provided for them. We're sad because we didn't get to say goodbye, but we've been Marco Poloing. So it's been so fun. They're doing school from Australia, which is a super big blessing. So anyways, God bless you. I'm praying for you, and I'm thankful for all of you. Thank you for all the hard work that you're doing. The Lord bless you and keep you.